Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. It's been 2 weeks. This is Trekcast, the galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast. It is also the most popular podcast in Sheboygan. So
It's the
I just want to
podcast.
say Sheboygan.
It's a podcast.
Yeah, the podcast. There you go. So, okay, I got to get this pulled up because that's acting weird on me. Dang it. Okay.
Oh no.
No, it's fine.
We never have problems. What's going
we
on?
never have problems. Well, and I'm getting used to the way this layout looks now for me, because you guys can't see that on your end, but on my end with the OBS running with all those overlays, I've actually got 3 different windows that show Dan, 2 that show Daniel, and then only 1 with myself. I don't get to see myself in that same feed anymore over on the Skype side. It's over here on the OBS side. And it's not delayed.
So Dan is the base of our pyramid?
Exactly, yeah. But mine's not delayed.
I am.
Your guys' is only in OBS. So I have to watch the 2 video feeds to get your reaction. I have to watch the Skype, and I have to watch the OBS to make sure it's all where it's supposed to be. It's kind of fun. Anyway, so with that said, enough of the technical background jargon. So I have to admit, over the past 2 weeks, I have really not done anything. I don't think I've made a post on Twitter in like 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And I haven't looked at, obviously I'm not doing the Facebook thing, but I haven't been on any social media. I've had an extremely busy last 2 weeks with
Have
work.
you been living in a cave? What's going on?
I kind of have. I mean, I've listened to the news while I've been driving, but I've literally...
He's been on that boat stuck in the Suez Canal.
Yeah, that's what it is. I've been waiting for it to get moved. I did hear about that. But no, literally, I think last night was the 4th night, I believe, that I've slept in my own bed in the last 2.5 weeks. Only 4 nights out of 2.5, almost 3 weeks. So,
Did you get in trouble? What happened?
just busy on the road. What happened?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, oh no, it's nothing to do with my wife and all.
No, not the couch. All right.
Didn't sound good at first. There, it's like, wow, I am sleeping in my car. I am now. No, this podcast brought to you from my RV.
Hey, that's my thing. Get your own thing.
It wouldn't be
Well,
a.
you got the
If I got a big RV, it wouldn't be a shuttlecraft. It'd be a bigger sucker. Yeah, it'd be a runabout. There you go. It'd be a runabout. I was trying to think of the word. Well, that's what I'm getting at. It's like I feel so freaking disconnected from anything Trek. I haven't seen any news. I haven't looked, nothing, and I've been so consumed by this this game that I play on my phone. When any free time I do have, that's all I've done. So, anyway, with that said, I'm really looking forward to the news because I have no idea what the hell's going on, Daniel.
Oh, yeah, neither do I.
You ready for it? You want me to hit the button, or you got something else you guys want to talk about?
Yeah,
Okay,
hit the button.
All right.
Hit it. Yeah.
Attention all hands. It's time for Star Trek news.
Ooh. I missed that.
Yeah.
That. You know how many old episodes I've listened to in the last like 2.5 weeks with being on the road? I mean, I listened to a lot of our old episodes and some old David Ivey and everything else. Yeah, so all I'll say is we've come a long way.
Yeah, we have. You know, like last episode, we had a lot of news. This one, not so much. But
Okay.
whatever. I'll make it work. So our first story comes to us from StarTrek.com, and the headline is "The Nimoy Family and Boston Museum of Science announce Vulcan Salute Monument." So they're going to create basically a big hand doing the Vulcan Salute outside of the Museum of Science in Boston. Where it's going to be exactly, as they haven't said yet. They're still working on a final spot for it. But they have announced the statue, of course, in memory of Leonard Nimoy, who is a Boston native. So that's cool. They expect it to be about 20 feet tall, but again, plans have not been finalized yet, so right now the plan is 20 feet tall.
Wow.
And, yeah, it'll be really cool. Just a big, giving the salute. That'll be neat.
That's where my head is at. When you said that, I did one of these, and then you said something else. Oh, yeah, wait, that.
It's this.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. Where would be the head? There would need to be a head to go with the salute.
I don't know.
Or else it's just a floating hand.
Yeah. Well, wait. Oh, so it's just going to be his hand? Like, is that how dumb I am? It's just going to be the hand.
Yeah.
It's not going to be him standing there doing this. It's going to be his hand only.
Chad, what part of this don't you get?
I don't know. I don't get a lot today. I don't get a lot today.
It's just a giant hand. Yeah.
I'm apparently wearing a shirt too that when I washed, I didn't use the proper Tide detergent because it's got that whole wrinkled, like the T-shirt guy with the collar that's all screwed up. Anyway,
A laundry cast.
Yeah. I didn't even do my hair. I mean, I didn't have. Look at this. It's just all I got the poof going on again. So, anyway, enough about me. What about you?
Anyway, yeah. So we don't know when this is going to happen. They're starting the fundraising now.
Cool.
You can go to the Boston Science Museum website and check out more. But it's definitely going to be in honor of Leonard Nimoy. The Nimoy family's helping out, so that's cool.
That's very cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I expect a flood of Instagram pictures once this thing is up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't there a Volker Boulevard there somewhere in Boston?
There's a town of Vulcan in Canada.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a Romulus in New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All the houses you enter from the back, and they have these huge hedges.
God.
Just three people on a porch. You're like, huh? What's going on there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Polygamists. Anyway.
Every house is a 3-car garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And they don't use any of them because they get into the garage from the back that's in the basement.
Exactly.
They don't bike
Exactly.
everywhere, but they have cars as a delusion.
Oh God.
All right, our next news story comes to us from Daily Star Trek News.com, which is also a podcast, so cool for them. And they wrote... I don't know what
there are no other Star Trek podcasts. There is only this Trek podcast.
That's right.
This is it. That's all that exists. Yeah. Everything else. And I'll be honest, this is probably mean of me to say. I did try to listen to a few other Trek podcasts, and that's why I just went back and listened to our stuff. And that's me being biased, but at the same time, when you listen to some of these other shows, like, they've got good information, they're nice people. I'm not really saying anything bad about them personally. It's just that their energy level is nothing like the three of us. I mean, there's not a chemistry there that you can, maybe if you listen to them for like a year straight, you just kind of grow into that thing, and that'd be fine. Yeah. But man, it's just, there's something so missing from those shows. Not to put them down, but they suck. So I listen to ours.
Well, you know what's funny? David started this show in 2008, and podcasting was relatively new back then. And his original tagline for show was Trekcast, the Star Trek podcast.
Right.
As in the only one.
So So
I used to listen to it on my Zune.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Star-Lord.
Hey, I loved my Zune. It was great.
Yeah. No, that's okay. That's
Anyways.
okay. I had one of those old iPods with a little click wheel and scroll, and had the little monochrome screen, not a touch screen. I had one of those. It held 128 gigs, and it was full.
Did you want to give your iPod a salute?
Yeah, sure. I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I don't know what you want me to do.
Nice. Anyways, so the news story...
The ball busting, the constant
That's what
ball
it is.
busting. That's what it is. Yes, us from others.
That's what it is right there. Just give each other the.
Just kicking each other in the Dyson spheres.
This is why we're the best podcast.
And I killed Sparky
And I can't grammar worth a shit, so that just makes it even better.
Anyways, so they've named the Voyager documentary.
Yeah.
It's going to be called To the Journey, Looking Back at Star Trek Voyager. My favorite thing is that it has two, what are those, the colons? The two dots?
See, we can't grammar worth a shit. Here we go again. The two colons, the two dots. The two dots, it's a colon. A dot and a tick at the bottom, or almost like an apostrophe at the bottom, is a semicolon. Yeah.
Right.
These two things I know.
So, it says To the Journey, colon, look back at Star Trek, colon, Voyager. So that's great.
That sounds like the doctor's going to be involved. I don't like that thought.
Yeah. And we'll see.
That was Chad's attempt at a colon
That was my
joke.
dad humor for the moment. Yeah. I tell you what. If I had one of those, I should have. Anyway,
so
I'm a little punchy. Can you tell? Go ahead, Daniel. Sorry.
I could tell.
A little bit. So they're looking to raise, a bunch of money. They've already smashed through their first goal of $150,000. So wow. And if they make almost $875,000, they will try to HD convert some Voyager footage. So there's that. Let's see where they're at right now.
YouTube bros can do it for free. Why do they need to spend that kind of money? I mean, like
because they're going to do it the right way.
Yeah, okay.
Oh God, they're nearly at $1 million already.
Oh really?
Wow.
Just looked nice.
They're at $991,000. So yeah, I guess we'll be getting HD footage.
Well, that sells that's it right there. That's all we got to do, guys. We just need to go post up on the coffee account that we're going to make an HD version of Voyager, crowdfunded ourselves. Maybe we'll raise $1 million for people doing that.
No, we'll make an HD version of this show.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. Trekcast in 4K if we raise $100,000.
Yeah, there you go. I'll do it. It'll take forever to spit out of my computer, but I'll do it.
Cares? Yeah, yeah. Well, for that, you can go buy another computer that can do it in like half the time. That's okay. Oh, yeah, that's right,
yeah. All right. Last news story comes to us from ScreenRant.com, and the headline is, Grandpa has never watched a single episode of Star Trek.
William
Shatner. Yeah.
Bullshit.
So, well, Shatner says, according to him, that he's never watched Star Trek. The only thing he's watched is Star Trek V, and that's because he directed the film. But anything else, he just doesn't want to watch himself, which I don't believe at all. And
this is William Shatner we're talking about here. Okay,
yeah.
If we were talking about Walter Koenig or Montgomery Scott, then I could, okay, that's fine. DeForest Kelley, yeah, okay, I could kind of see that. William Shatner, though,
Okay. Who do you think watches themselves the most in Star Trek?
William Riker. Jonathan Frakes.
Oh man, I'm betting Patrick Stewart doesn't.
No, Brent Spiner probably.
He made like a few, but that's it. Like not.
Well,
not
no,
lot.
I don't think Brent Spiner.
I think the lower tier you go, the
more likely.
higher degree.
Oh, well, then you know who watches himself a lot. If you're going to put it on that.
Chase Masterson probably has it on heavy rotation.
Yeah. Or Malcolm, that dude.
Oh yeah.
Or better yet,
I'm guessing Tim Russ has never watched it.
Or better yet, the kid who is the pilot, who I can't even think of his name at this moment. The guy that was the pilot in Enterprise, Mayweather.
Oh yeah. Anthony, whatever.
Yeah. You'd think you'd land a big role when you get to pilot the very first Enterprise, and he didn't. The poor guy. I feel bad.
I'm wondering if Hoshi even remembers she was
Probably
on the show.
Not. She's pretty.
Yeah, she's pretty.
But she's good. So not to be a sexist there for a moment. She's a very good actor.
She is good. She's been in a bunch of others.
Presume what she thinks her gender is today. Okay, so the eye roll. I got the eye roll, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, because here's the thing. I said to you guys the other day that I had some feedback that I got.
I can't wait.
And then I was like, I don't think I'm going to read it. I don't think I'm going to read it on the air. Just because, it's in response to something political. So it's then itself political. And I kind of want to move on.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Don't worry. I'll go on some other tangent later and but
yeah. So okay, that's all the news stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're gonna get right back into our feedback section.
Hailing frequencies.
That we're not gonna read.
Right?
I mean, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so over on the coffee account, we've had several donations over the last 2 weeks. Cool stuff. Thank you, guys. We really appreciate it. So, and this first one, this is what got me all jazzed up.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, this first one's what really got me all jazzed up. 11 days ago from Snuzzlefeet, he says, guys, I have to admit that I have a few episodes to catch up on. Snuzzlefeet, you're behind. So he says, I listened to some of the Delta Flyers, which is good, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I will say that as far as another Trek podcast you can listen to, that is a fun show to listen to. It's especially fun to listen to Robert Duncan McNeil forget what the hell he did 20 years ago every 5 minutes. It's hysterical. So he says, I listened to some of the Delta Flyers, and I have come to a determination. Chad's impressions equal terrifying Garrett Wang's impersonations equals pro. Now,
oh no!
I'm reading that as my impersonations are better than Garrett Wang's. Which, if you've listened to that show, I have to say, I agree. He tries to do a January.
You know, Garrett Wang. Garrett
Sorry.
Wang loves being called Wang.
I know. That's why I do it. That's honestly why I do it. I mean, if anybody's going to get all... I mean, my last name is Waldo. Okay? I mean, come on. Can you imagine the amount of rhyming that kids used to do on me in high school and junior high and elementary? I mean, just I'll leave it right there.
Hey, was Where's Waldo a thing when you were in school?
Or was that, the books were coming out and seriously popular at the time that I was in elementary. So yeah.
Oh God,
that must have
I
been
can imagine.
And that wasn't the just Waldo and then take the W out and WA out and put a DI in there and just think about it for a second. I don't need to say it on air. So anyway.
No, you do.
Waldo the dildo.
I just want
to said it. Jesus.
Yeah, I said it. So anyway, so
all right.
All right, I'm going to move on now.
Yeah. Do we have any other from coffee?
Oh, we got a ton. We got a ton. That was just one of that was the first one of several. Anyway, so then we have Taryn 8 days ago. Taryn, good to hear from you, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, I got an email from Taryn too.
Yep. And he says, this is for Daniel to read. So Daniel, you have to read this. So you better go pull up the coffee account while I read the others. There's two more.
Okay.
Two more from Daryl, because of course you can't do one at a time. So he says, how many Betazoids does it take to change a light bulb?
I don't know. How many?
The answer's 2. 1 to change it, and 1 to say, Captain, I sense darkness. That's really good.
Wow.
I'm going to get
That was so bad, it was good.
I'm going to get the use out of that one today. That was good. And then the other one from...
I just read what Karen wants me to read.
I can't wait for you to read it. Here's the other one from Daryl. He says, why did Worf change his hair color? It was a good day to die. I know, we've heard that one before, but that's okay, Daryl. You've been out in the woods too long. You don't realize we've all heard that 1,000 times. Anyway.
Yeah.
And he says, how many ears does Mr. Spock have?
The left ear, the right ear, and the final frontier.
There you go. The answer's 3.
Nice.
Left ear, right ear, and final frontier. Yep, that's awesome. That's pretty good.
What's going on?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead and read that one from Taryn.
Okay, this is for Daniel to read. And this is all lies. Stargate is one of the best sci-fi franchises that ranks along with Star Trek, pre-Disney Star Wars, Michael Moore's BSG, and if this is reoccurring, does Daniel have to repeat this every month?
Yes, Taryn. Yes.
That's funny.
But I don't want it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That was pretty good.
So I don't know if that means he put that in as a reoccurring or not. Sounds like it. Maybe he did. I appreciate that. We appreciate all the donations, guys, coming in. And as part of this feedback section, I'll make an announcement too that I've been just dying to make. All right, and this goes into those who do reoccurring, right? So I bought a 3D printer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and
it will be
a replicator.
I bought a replicator. It will be here on Tuesday. I specifically took off Wednesday and Thursday and Friday of this week. But we have family coming into town. But I also I'm going to be playing with this thing So I've got like 1,000,001 ideas of things I'm going to print. I've got all kinds of stuff that I want to do. But one of the things I'm going to do for listeners of the show who are on the coffee account, who have made donations, either those who have made donations over time since we've started it, or those who are on recurring for a certain amount of time, who may be new. But I'm going to make 3D prints.
Chad is taking time off of work to play with his new toy.
I'm going to make. Yeah. I'm going to replicate things and mail them out to people for free.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that'll give me good time to mess with it and play with it and print things that I like. Also things that maybe you guys like. So I'd love to hear your guys' feedback. You don't have to send me an email. If you can, if you want to. Obviously, that's chadiswrong@gmail.com. You can send an email to Daniel at trekcast@gmail.com. You can call into the show at 816-287-0448 and leave me a voicemail telling me what you want. Or you can post that over on the Facebook group. And then these two guys will tell me.
You should make little statues of yourself and send them to everybody.
Well, the first thing I was going to do, honestly, was that Chad is wrong graphic.
We need to make
and send it out. Yeah.
You need to make a little tiny Chad standing on a pedestal like a trophy.
Yes!
And we'll call it a Wally.
I love it.
I should be holding a dildo.
If you want a Waldy for your mantle, head on over to the Ko-fi account.
Gosh.
Coffee.
We can't pronounce shit today, can we?
Yeah.
Oh God, can you imagine if we did like a Independence Day Waldy or a Halloween Waldy, or St. Patrick's Day Waldy?
Michael.
Ooh, the Trekcast Christmas ornament.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. As well as
Santa
stuff
Waldy?
for Vegas. We'll have stuff for Vegas too now because I'll have plenty of time to get it made.
Okay.
Yeah. It could be anything. So,
I kind of want this actually.
I know. Which means I'm going to have to 3D print a little corgi and send it to you.
Yes.
How about that too? I'm definitely going to make your Diamond's Hand thing. That's awesome. I don't know why I didn't think about that because we were talking about this earlier in the week, guys, for those listening. And we were talking about things that I was going to print for Dan and things I was going to print for Daniel. And the Diamond Hands thing from the GameStop stuff and all of that. And the Wall Street Bets on Reddit. That's a perfect one. I don't know why I didn't think about that, buddy. Yeah. And, of course, Dan is going to get a G.I. Joe figurine. And if I can get it right, I'm going to make it to where they can – yeah, there you go.
Nice.
I'm going to get it to where they're all movable. It's not like it's just a static thing and it doesn't move. I want to make it to where the supports inside of the joints will melt away when you clean it, and then they'll be movable. So that's one way to do it. I'm going to try. I don't know how good I'm going to get at this real fast.
I've seen some people like using 3D printers to create like giant versions of old school action figures.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Yep.
And even though the print size is going to be about like that, it's really it's like 5.5 by 4.5 by, well, it's 4.5 by 2.5 by 5.5. So about like that, but then about that tall. Even though that's kind of small, it's a really
Dan, is it raining?
Really good.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Oh, it's raining. Yeah, I hear it.
I can hear the rain.
Great.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all right.
It's all good.
I'll turn the rain down.
We can just play some coffee music like we started the show on in the background with that rain, and we can put everybody to sleep as we start going to smooth jazz.
Or we can just blame it on the rain.
Blame it on the rain.
Blame it on the rain.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway.
You're welcome.
So no, you can divvy up whatever you're wanting to print into smaller pieces, and you can design clips or overhangs to glue or whatever you want to. And by the time you're done building it up, it looks like it was all printed as one thing. So that's not hard.
I know you're anti-Facebook right now, but there are a ton of Facebook groups for 3D printers. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about 3D printing a G.I. Joe action figure. There's an entire group devoted to that. And even though I don't have a printer and I don't 3D print, I'm in the group just because I like looking at what everybody does. Yeah. But there's some very, very impressive stuff happening over there.
Well, maybe I'll get back on there
with free files and all that.
Oh, yeah, I know where all the websites are all over the place. I've been in those for a long time. Maybe I used to, a long time ago, actually upload 3D models that I would make for people to go and use and print, even though I didn't have my own printer. Cool. So, and that means that the warp core for this bad boy is coming soon, as you can see on the printer, on the computer there. But so the model's done. I just got to get some LED lights whenever I print it and figure out how all that fits. But anyway, so that's cool stuff. That's a nice little announcement on the feedback section. And then we got some emails. Moving along. I don't want to take forever on this. Okay. So the guy I'm playing chess with, by the way, I don't... Like, for some reason, Joel, I apologize, man. It's like I went in there, and you're white, so you're supposed to make the move first. I'm black, and I haven't seen you make a move. Maybe something's wrong there. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So in case you're wondering where the hell I went, I'm not seeing that you made a move. So, and then in our emails, Chartable, over the last week, even though we didn't have a show last week, we still are in the top 200 of guess what country. Top 200 in the last week. Guess a country outside of the United States.
Well, I'm going to guess Romania.
Nope. Bigger country than that. And closer.
Canada?
Yeah, Canada. Ding, 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 ding.
Wow.
Number 192, and that's down a spot from 191 over the last week.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's big.
That's pretty, yeah. Like a podcast overall or in a category?
It's in a category of TV and film.
Wow, that's pretty big.
Yeah. That is big.
That's cool.
So, which just goes to show, because we know what our download numbers are, right? And so sometimes I get a little worked up about those numbers being off and on and kind of bouncing, and I really shouldn't because, 2007, 2008, when Ivy started this thing, it wasn't unheard of for him to get 25, 30,000 downloads off of one show.
Right.
Nowadays, that would be considered freaking huge because there are so many, and the gap between the big podcasts and the regular podcasts is astronomical. So a huge download amount nowadays is like 15 million. That's Joe Rogan, right?
Right.
So shows like that. Whereas for us, we're somewhere in the 1,000 range, 2,000 range typically per download. Well, it's about 1,000 or so. Give or take per show, but just look at what that means. Even though it's only about 1,000, right, per week, it's still ranked that high. So think about how many other podcasts. And think about whatever else is in front of that in TV and film, right? I mean, huge podcasts, right? So it's just kind of it's a unique thing with podcasting. It's very popular. There's a ton of shows. There's a lot of stuff going on. People listen to all kinds of things all the time on it. So. But it's cool. We appreciate all the feedback, everything, getting us up to under 200, top 200 in Canada. That's awesome. And then I did get an email from, you probably got this same email too, I would assume anyway, Daniel, from Jolene at, what does it say his name is? It doesn't actually say. At brookscompany.com about the Star Trek Voyager documentary live Q&A, Thursday, March the 18th.
Oh, yeah, I got that one.
So... I guess this is just like an announcement for us to know and then tell people about. I don't see anything in here that shows where we can get involved in it.
This already happened, dude. It's the 28th.
Never mind. Anyway, moving on. I didn't even pay attention. This is how out of it I've been.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, so then we got an email from Akil Ahmed. Episode 275 is the title of his email, and it says, "Hey guys, how's it going? Just listening to the latest episode, and you were asking about what non-Trek species should the Federation make first contact with, and someone mentioned Drax people who have no concept of metaphor, and then I thought, what if they met the aliens from Darmok who only speak in metaphor? Imagine that conversation.
Oh, God.
If that was your first one, that would be impossible. So, that would just be impossible.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And then he said, as for what if the alien from Alien, as in the xenomorph, popped up in Trek, I found loads of stuff. And he gave me 4 different links of crossover comic books, or actually it's fan fiction anyway, of Trek versus Alien versus Predator, Trek The Next Generation, and Alien Predator crossover. And then there's like 4 of these. So I will forward this to you, and maybe you can post them up in the group.
Careful with that fan fiction, man. They're going to end up making up by the end of some of them.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's how it works. That's how it works.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have one more or not here. I just forwarded it to you. So you can post that for everybody to see.
Yeah.
And then I think that's that's it. That's it for the emails. Appreciate all those guys. Keep them coming. At the email address.
I got one more from Karen.
Oh, that's right. You said you had one. Go for it.
Yeah. It says the subject is, wow, you guys nailed it. I think we're done here. No, I'm kidding.
Notice he sent that to you and not me. So,
well, hold on. You'll see why. Taryn says, I was wondering why that as diverse as New Trek is claiming to be, it's always felt forced. Your discussion made me think about what would Picard do, TNG Picard. Those episodes are much more thought-provoking and relatable in what it made you think. It made you self-reflect, allowing you to connect with the characters and the stories, with the challenges or issues that they were facing. New Trek is designed to be taken too literally, rather than allowing different interpretations and relatability from different perspectives, while still tackling social and political issues. From Taryn. P.S. Hashtag Daniel still hates Stargate. Yeah, that's right.
That's funny.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Well, do we get to the topic?
I guess that means we're ready for the topic. Yeah. So great feedback, guys. Thank you for that. Keep that coming, and we will move right along into. Well, that's the intro button. So where's the freaking? I guess my topic, but there it is. The soundboard wants to move buttons around sometimes, and anyway, so nothing's ever in exactly the same spot I expect it to be. It is what it is. All right, so this week's topic is Daniel. Refresh my memory.
We're going to talk about Star Trek episodes that are so bad they are good. Well, I guess episodes and movies. Just the cheesy, and I figured we could try to come up with a top 5 list between us. Kind of hash it out.
I know we've kind of done this before. So, we had one show that we did where it was our best episodes of Trek, and then the very next weekend we did the worst episodes of Trek. We did them back to back, and so I want to lay out that this is a little bit different. Okay, so from the standpoint that these are ones that are bad, but they're so bad you have to watch them, right? Or that they have some
or
other
maybe like
bigger.
Underappreciated.
Underappreciated, right? Exactly. Not that they're just the top 5 worst all-time period between all of it. So. Okay. And I'm surprisingly, when I went through and thought about that, because I did actually think about that a little bit. I was joking that I'd forgotten what the topic was. Kind of, wink, wink. But I had thought about it a little bit, and surprisingly, some of those episodes that I came up with were nothing that was listed in my top 5, because I did listen to that episode this week when I was on the road to kind of make sure.
Oh, okay.
So I actually did some prep, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'll write out our top 5 once we're once we establish.
Okay.
So I don't know. One of the ones I thought about that I thought was just, I don't know if it's bad, but I think it's underappreciated and it's goofy and it's weird and it's a silly episode to me. Is that episode of DS9 where Jake and Nog start looking for a baseball card for Sisko.
That's a great episode.
Yeah. It's great, but it's silly and it's weird and.
Yeah, but that's when we first get introduced to this is why it's a must watch, because it's when you first get introduced to the Great River of Commerce or whatever you call it.
The Great Material Continuum.
Yes, the Great Material Continuum. Yeah.
Which will provide. Will always provide.
It is so and it is so true. It's so funny and ridiculous, but so freaking true, right? I mean, if you really think about it, what they did there is almost akin to what 13 and 14-year-olds are doing today via Craigslist when they're trying to get rid of this to get that, to get this, to get that. It's just, it's so true, and it's still poignant today, right? I don't know. I like that episode a lot.
It's just a metaphor for economics. Is all it is.
Yeah. That's really well done.
But it's great. But it's great the way Nog talks about it, like he's describing something religious. Something he read in the Bible. Yep. You know, he's talking about not the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. No, he's talking about the great material continuum shall provide for all. The river flows from the haves to the needs, and the needs to the haves, or however he explained it. But it's like biblical.
How would Ferengi deal with other Ferengi that don't want to work or don't want to, like, I know there was always disdain for those who can't make profit, right? I mean, there's that. But I mean, like, honestly, how do they deal with somebody who maybe just isn't able to, like Rom?
I think it's probably there's probably, and it wouldn't be Darwin, it would be whatever Ferengi figure came up with a similar idea, but it would be economic Darwinism.
Yeah.
If you don't work, you don't earn. If you don't earn, you don't provide.
Right.
If you don't provide, you perish.
Right. But I mean,
holy shit! Put a number on that. That's like a rule of acquisition right there.
That
right?
is.
Yeah.
Rule number 279, made by Dan Lombardo on this day, March 28th, 2021, at 10:37 in the morning.
Nog kind of goes into that because he was like, because when he goes to ask about being in Starfleet, he talks to Sisko and is like, "Hey, my dad could have been a chief engineer anywhere." Yeah. And because he's a good little Ferengi, he tried to be in business and he's not any good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I guess Rom is kind of what happened, but I'm thinking of more of like the well, anyway, it doesn't matter. That's a long, we can make that a long discussion. That could be a topic, but at any rate, okay. So that's one of your picks. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Do you have others?
I've got a bunch of others. Let's see, video game from yeah. I've got Ghost Boyfriend.
That's
I thought these were supposed to be so bad that they're good.
Yeah, exactly.
That Ghost one is
trash.
Just straight up trash.
I mean, you might as well be listing Sub Rosa and Masks at this point.
See, to me, I think it's kind of like that Mystery Science Theater 3000. Like, yes, it's trash, but it's so much fun to make fun of.
Yeah, that's true because there's so many memes about it. I mean, that's one. The most memeable episodes, I guess, right?
Yeah. One I thought that was just goofy. I don't know if it's good or bad. It's so goddamn goofy. Trip Gets Pregnant.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Is actually that's a good one for this category, though. And what was it? I think I've had it on my Precious Cargo. Isn't that what it's called, or is it something else? No,
forget the name of it.
I don't know. There's a scene in that one where, like, he's explaining what happened, and to Paul, she says, "You just couldn't control yourself."
Yeah.
And it was so perfect because you just saw. It just came through how little she thinks of him at that time. And it doesn't, if you're watching it for the first time, it really doesn't land as well. But if you're rewatching this, you know that the two of them fall in love and get together. Yeah. But just to go back and see how very little she thought of him at the time, you just
awesome.
You just couldn't control yourself, you piece of shit. That's
he's probably my favorite character out of that whole series.
He's a lot of people's favorite.
Yeah, he really is because he is more Kirk than Scott Bakula was. I mean, he really turned out to be more Kirk than in that sense. Well, the Precious Cargo is the one I had on my list that I was thinking of. That's when he was with that princess chick who was they made her. Of course, there's going to have to be some sort of tension there, right? Because it's Trip and a woman, so,
right?
It's so good, it's bad, but it's a good. I like that one. So,
I had Quark and his family visit Area 51.
Oh, that was a great show. That's not so bad.
But it's goofy as hell, too.
It is, but it's so good. It's so good.
It is goofy.
Yeah. I do enjoy that one.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. Like, goofy, but good and goofy.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't know. I'm not putting down your list. I'm just disagreeing with you because you're wrong. I'm kidding.
Cisco wants to play baseball. I got Cisco.
What's that?
Cisco in baseball wants to play baseball.
Take me out to the halls.
That is such an awesome episode. And, of course, being the fact that I was a ball player and played for like 15, 16 years and watched my dad play baseball and went down to Florida to watch him play hardball against some of the Royals legends, like Freddie Patek and John Mayberry and Cookie Rojas. And
all I hear.
I know you don't know who these people are, but if you're a baseball fan and you're a baseball fan of the Royals, we're talking about the 75, 76, 77 Royals that were top tier team at the time. Man, getting to meet those guys and watch my dad pitch against them and hit off of them and field off of them and play against them and with them. We did that for like 3-4 years in a row. That was just fantastic. So baseball's a big thing.
Dennis Reicher's got game.
Dennis Reicher's got game. Yeah, boy. He pitched like Dan Quisenberry. If you don't know who Dan Quisenberry is, the sidearm guy, almost underhanded pitching, right? That's the way my dad throws. And I learned to catch with him pitching, which is the hardest freaking thing to do in the world. I mean, there were times I had to put 2 cups on. I'll just put it that way. So, but
where did the second one go?
It's like Fauci with 2 masks. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I can't help it. This is just who I am. So, all right.
I also got the Lower Decks episode with the dog. Great dog.
Yeah, I didn't even think about Lower Decks with any of this. I never even once thought about Lower Decks with any of this. I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah.
And I should have, because that was a good episode.
The last one I got, the last one I got is the Triple Short Trek.
Oh, yeah. That's a great one, though. With the kids eating cereal funny. And all that. I mean, come on, you gotta give them props for going out on a limb and doing that. That was awesome. It's like they made an SNL skit off of themselves. It's great.
Exactly. Yeah.
Pretty good stuff.
So I'm a total slacker. I didn't realize we were doing lists, so I chose.
Yeah,
I have one.
Which one you got?
That's okay.
I have
That's all
one. Right. The Magnificent Ferengi.
Yeah.
It's from January 1st, 1998. Magnificent Ferengi. Basically, Moogie gets captured by the Dominion, and at this point, she's basically the first lady to the Grand Nagus, so she's important. And the Grand Nagus calls Quark. It says, you got to go rescue her, which some people, it's still, the whole episode is silly.
Yeah.
Quark puts together a team of his own, and they go to Empok Nor, the other Cardassian station. It looks just like Deep Space Nine.
Only sideways.
And they meet with
the lights off.
What's that?
It's Deep Space Nine with the lights off.
Sideways.
Yeah. And it's you know why? Because the Batman villains live there.
Well, it's because it's crooked.
Yeah,
that's why.
Literally, like that's funny.
But,
yeah.
He puts together a team. He meets the Dominion there for a hunch, and hilarity ensues.
Yeah,
and people say, people say this episode's dumb. Why would he call Quark to go do this? And you have to think like a Ferengi. The Grand Nagus, he knows, I don't have shock troops. I don't have a commando team. The best people that my society has to offer are not soldiers. They're businessmen.
Right.
So I'm going to send the best businessman that I know, which is Quark. Yeah. And he puts his team together. I think it's Quark, Rom, Nog, Cousin Gala. Is Brunt there? I think
somehow Brunt's there.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Brunt got fired from his liquidator position, so he's got nothing. He's got nothing going on, and it's just a really fun episode. And there's a lot of people out there that just don't, and I love them.
I don't,
because I think
they're annoying, right? I love the Ferengi, and I kind of identify. If I'm going to identify with a race inside of Trek, it's going to be the Ferengi, right? I mean, I've owned several businesses in my life, so I mean, you can call me a businessman if you want to, whatever. I don't identify that way, but that's when you've owned a business, that's what you do. So I do kind of identify with them a little bit. But with that said, there are times when it's just like, oh god, it's a Ferengi episode. It's because it can be just so grating and annoying, but at the same time, they're awesome. No. They're so good.
You know what I love about the Ferengi? Their honesty. That's what I love about the Ferengi. All right, and right away you're like, honesty? What are you talking about? They're the most crooked people in Star Trek. Yes, they are,
and you know it.
But they admit
they're completely honest about how crooked they are. You have Klingons for 40 years that have been running around talking about honor, and then every other time we see them, they do some pretty dishonorable shit.
Yeah.
And then you have, Vulcans talking about we don't have emotions. We don't have emotions. We don't have bullshit. Yeah. Bullshit. They have very deep emotions, and it drives the decisions that they make. They want you to think that they don't have emotions,
right.
but they do have emotions. Mm. And even the Federation, they're fairness and equality and justice for all. But at the time, you got area
as long as it serves 51. Us.
You got Section 31 running around. Yeah. You have every other admiral that we meet is crooked. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You got the shit they were doing with the Baku and the Sona. Yeah. Okay. When it comes down to the Ferengi, it's like, yeah, we don't give a shit about anything but money.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And that's exactly who they are. They put that right on their sleeve, and they live up to it every time. So, I mean, I love the Ferengi.
Yep.
I love them.
With that said, this is one that was on my kind of quote unquote list of two or three in my head, and I see that the reason that he picked him was different though in my head than what you just mentioned. Okay, and the reason you would want to pick him specifically is because he's got some skin in the game, and because being a Ferengi. You don't want to be beholden to anyone. You don't want to be traced back to you, and you don't want to have to pay for it. So you can get what you want without spending any money and without exposing that it's you who's doing it. Because they're tricky. Ferengi, for all you say about them being honest and all that, they are very conniving and very tricky. Now, they're honest with you about the fact that they're going to be very conniving and very tricky. But that's my take. Why would you pick him? You would pick him specifically because it doesn't cost you anything.
Right, because he's going to want to save his mom.
Yes, and he's unbribable in this situation.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay, he could have, the Grand Nagus could have very easily hired a team of 10 Nausicaans to do this. Mm-hmm. Okay, except the Vorta could have been like, how much Latinum you want? And just paid them off, and that's it. It's over. Where Quark is unbribable. He's not leaving that station without moving.
Right. Yep. All good points. Okay, so that was your.
All right,
that was your one.
Yeah.
That was my one. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's good.
Well, if you come up with
I might think of others.
Yeah. So
I might think of others.
It's kind of funny with everything I just said about the Ferengi. I mean, one of my other ones was "Let He Who Is Without Sin" from DS9. Because it's got some of the best lines, specifically.
Which one is that?
When they go to Ryza, and they're all in the shuttle with Worf and Jadzia and all of them. They're all in there, and then of course,
tell the Ferengi to sit down.
I was looking.
Tell the Ferengi to return to his seat.
I was looking for. I got a clip of it, and I was going to play it, but of course now I don't know where the hell it is. But.
That's all right. We all know it.
Coming
it's
about.
The one where he says, "What is he going to do? Turn the ship around?" Coming about. Setting a course.
I mean, it's not a great episode, but at the same time, it's like, that's a good one because of all the one-liners that come out of it. Mm-hmm. So, and this is how bad. Oh, Quark. This is how bad. For like the last 3 minutes, I couldn't think of Quark's name.
Wow,
really bad. Anyway, I had Armin Shimmerman in my head for some reason, but I couldn't think Quark. I kept thinking Nog, Rom, no. Inconceivable. Anyway, so the other one I had was Precious Cargo. We talked about that already because he had the Prince, Tucker and the Princess, right? So it's pretty funny stuff. That's a good episode. And I had kind of thought about... I don't know. I don't like this episode at all because I really don't like Kes, period. Mm-hmm. But I think it's an important episode in the arc of Voyager overall to understand why they needed to get rid of Kes, and that was the episode Fury.
So, I thought you were going to say ratings.
That too.
Yeah,
that too. Any episode dealing with Kes being crazy, I guess, would be those that are so bad you kind of need to watch them so that you understand why they needed to get rid of her. Anyway,
looking at the ones we've talked about, I'm surprised we haven't mentioned Captain Proton.
That
weird Captain Proton.
But that's just fun, right? I mean, it's true though. It's kind of.
I mean, that kind of fits this list though. It's fun.
It does.
And goofy.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I also thought of one of the old TOS episodes, the Omega Glory. That would
I don't know the name.
So this is one where they Kirk, Spock, and McCoy beam to. I've got it pulled up because I had to think about it too. Kirk, Spock, and McCoy beam to a planet to investigate a disease that wiped out a starship. They find the ship's captain, Tracy, has violated the Prime Directive, aiding a local tribe. Does that ring a bell?
Oh.
Tracy defends himself on how the planet allows its inhabitants to live for centuries, and if they can find a way to harvest their energies, it would be a boon for the Federation. So this kind of gets back to the whole Sona, Star Trek Insurrection kind of theme, right? I mean, they could have pulled that directly from this. But it's kind of funny because in this episode, it's like half of the crew are wearing one type of uniform with a completely different insignia on their chest as the other half. Like,
right.
So it's really kind of odd. But anyway, that's a good, bad one. Because it sets up some themes that are used later on in all of Trek, really. But they kind of do a shitty job of setting it up. So,
I guess movie-wise, of course, Star Trek 4, the one with the whales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know when it's good but it's bad, but it's also kind of good. And I just happened to scroll across this as I did a little Google search. A night in
So good and bad, but also kind of good.
A night in sick bay when they put the beagle in the fluid.
Oh yeah, Porthos.
Yeah, poor Porthos in the fluid. That's another one too.
Most fake-looking dog ever.
Yeah,
I've seen that fake dog. They had that on display at Star Trek Experience in the museum for a long time. Yeah. Yep.
Awesome. Well, those are the only ones I had. Half of it off the top of my head, half of it I went and looked up again so I could read it. But that was that.
Trying to think of any other ones.
I'm sure we could go on for a long time.
I feel like it's got some weird team. What about the one where Picard is a private eye?
Oh, those are good. Dick Grayson. Isn't that what it is? When he plays Dick Grayson?
Nightwing? He's hanging out with Batman?
I'm getting it wrong.
Yeah.
Dixon Hill is the detective.
Dick Grayson is
Dick
Robin.
Grayson was Bruce Wayne's ward.
Okay. Sorry.
You just made a lot of people laugh in their car.
Sorry. Like I said, I've just been kind of out of it. I haven't even finished Justice League yet, the Snyder Cut. I haven't even finished that yet.
Don't bother.
We're not going to talk about Marvel. Oh, it's good. It's good, Dan.
I liked it.
I enjoy it. I just can't.
Yeah.
I'm on like the 64th hour, and I mean, I've got to do something else.
Okay. I'll say this. It's good. I don't need the Snyderverse to return, but it's good.
I am enjoying it. I'm like 2/3 of the way through. I think I have like an hour and 15 minutes left or something.
So you're on season 3 of the Justice League.
Pretty much. I mean, it is long.
It's so long.
I listened to someone do a quick little review of it because obviously I know what happened, so I didn't need to watch it to know what's going to happen in the end anyway. But they made a good point. They made a good point. It's broken up into parts, and there's like 6 or 7 parts. I think there's 6 parts in total. Yeah,
6 parts.
So if you just watch each part, like one part a night, that's like 45 minutes. So you just watch it in one part to the next each night, and then it wouldn't be so bad. Which I still am not doing, but whatever.
Yeah,
but I just feel like the pacing is terrible because there's no editing. He just put in everything that he shot.
Almost.
And editing is not just for length. It's for pacing. It's for good storytelling. And it is slow. It's so slow. It's so slow, and it's essentially a movie you've already seen.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's a Justice League movie and a Cyborg movie combined together.
And you know what's funny? The Cyborg stuff is is basically what I enjoyed. About this.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing that I really enjoyed about it is the expanded Cyborg. It was really interesting.
I didn't like
it was interspersed with a movie that I've already seen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I didn't like the expanded stuff with the Flash, even though I like.
Yeah, that's just weird.
I like the Flash. I just think that Ezra Miller as the Flash is just so freaking wrong.
He's nothing like he's supposed to be.
It should have been that.
Well, he's playing Impulse.
Yeah. You should have. It should have been Grant. What is his name that plays the Flash in the TV series on CW?
Grant Gustin?
Yeah, it should have been him. I mean, he is a great Flash in my mind. But at any rate,
it should have been Matt Damon. So him and Ben Affleck could have been together.
And then we would have had Goodwill Hunting all over again.
That's right. Hey, Steppenwolf, how do you like them apples?
How do you like them apples? Yeah. That is one thing about the Snyder Cut versus the Joss Whedon thing that I've noticed. I noticed right out of the bat. All that little fluffy shit is gone. Mm-hmm. The "Do you bleed?" comment is gone by Superman to Batman. And Batman responding, "Oh, I think something's bleeding out." Like, there's no self-effacing jokes like that in this. It's all serious, right? And so it's I do like that. I didn't like that in the Joss Whedon original, but at any rate.
Yeah.
They took out the scene where Aquaman is sitting on the
rope.
On the lasso and just starts speaking his truth.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Oh, yeah, I haven't gotten to that point yet.
I kind of like the race between Flash and Superman. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
No, I didn't notice that yet. That's not there. I even forgot about that, actually.
Yeah.
We'll have to, in 2 weeks, I guess I can tell Chad why I really hated the ending, which he'll probably know. Once he watches it, he'll be like, Dan's not watching this with his kid.
Well, what about Falcon? What about Falcon and the
I haven't
Winter
watched
Soldier?
Friday's episode.
I thought it was great.
I watched the first episode.
I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it.
It's not WandaVision like I thought. I had said that before, that it's not going to be WandaVision. Welcome to DC versus Marvel Cast, ladies and gentlemen. We've now transitioned the show from Trekcast into... We do this all the time, but you know what's funny? We've never had anybody give us negative feedback about that. No one's ever complained.
Some people have said that they only want us to talk about Star Trek.
Oh, have they? Oh, in the Facebook group? See, I'm not listening to that, so I don't know.
Yeah. But we don't spend a lot of time doing this.
But so many people, have these same interests also.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
It does. So there are crossover comics for a reason. Anyway, so.
Oh, yeah.
No, I haven't watched Friday night's Winter Soldier yet. I need to. So that'll be one thing that I watch. I'm also behind I'm behind on everything. I mean, if it's a good thing that there's not an actual Trek show premiering right now, because I'd probably be behind on that too. I haven't watched anything all week.
Yeah.
Up until last night, I did watch the My Hero Academia movie that came out in 2018. That happens between season 4 and season 5. It's an animation, Japan animation thing.
Afghanistan animation,
something like that. Anyway, it's anime. So with that said,
Jim Pokemon.
Season 5 came out of that show Saturday, and I watched that with my daughter. So we had to watch that movie before we could start watching season 5, and we'll watch that today at some point. So that's the movie last night. The episode today. It's something we do together. So
because I had to get HBO Max for the Snyder Cut, I started watching the Prophecy film series, which is a film series I loved in the late 90s. You ever heard of these?
No.
It's all about angels and demons with Christopher Walken. It's so bad.
Oh, wow.
It's so bad.
I could slip into a Walken impersonation, but I won't kill you this morning.
So I didn't realize that Wonder Woman 84 was only a 31-day engagement.
That's lame.
Yeah, I was hoping to use my 1 month that I purchased to watch that as well, and it's not on there.
Nope.
So
you're not missing anything.
Hey,
I know, but I figured if I was paying,
I might as well watch it.
Might as well watch it. My son watched Tom and Jerry, so
There you go. that one comes off today, so if he wants to watch it again,
Tom and Jerry does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let him know. Thanks.
Yeah. And then we got King Kong and Godzilla on Wednesday.
Yeah, I heard about that. Is that a sequel to one of the other? I don't even know the current series. How many Godzillas are there in the current series?
There's the 2014 Godzilla, then there's King of the Monsters Godzilla, and Kong Skull Island. They're all in universe. So
okay. Are they all on there? Or just,
I think so. If not, the majority of them are on there.
Are they good? I mean, should I bother?
They're good special effects.
It's a giant lizard stepping on buildings, Dan. What do you want?
Yeah.
If you like Godzilla, King of the Monsters, I think you'll be okay. That one seems to be the most. Let's watch them fight and smash and.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, fair enough. Maybe I'll watch it. I don't know. I'm not really a huge Godzilla fan. Just not.
I like that stuff.
When I was a kid, it was like, Saturday morning cartoons, and then it's 1:00. The cartoons are over. It's either kung fu movies or Godzilla.
See, like
Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes was on there too, from time to time.
Old Godzilla movies have this weird memory for me because I used to go to my grandparents' house on the weekends, and we would watch old Godzilla movies on the Spanish channels.
I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah. So, like, most of the Godzilla movies I'm used to is, mira, eso es Godzilla. Tenemos a correr. So.
Now, here's my question. Were they translated from Japanese to Spanish, or were they translated from Japanese to English and then from English to Spanish? And if so, I mean, are they talking about something completely different?
I would imagine by the end of it they would be, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know,
game of telephone at that point.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. But
anything else, guys? Sounds like we're winding down.
Yeah, we're winding down.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's sleepy time.
Oh, I don't know. I bought a lawnmower this weekend too, a new one because the old one died last year, and then we had these guys coming every week. So for the rest of the year last year, and so I told myself I was going to buy a lawnmower when the grass got to where I had to cut it this year, and I did. And I bought an electric one. It's got 2 batteries in it. It's a DeWalt, and boy, the sucker's quiet compared to a regular lawnmower, and it takes 2 seconds to start. I mean, it's great. So, but
that's cool.
It'll be awesome, and I'll be able to go and I've got like a bunch of ants on the wall right there. So that's.
Are you going to 3D print a yard?
Lovely. Yeah, I'm going to 3D print something for the mower. Yeah, no. So I get to go do that today. I get to go mow with an electric mower today.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
You should 3D print like horns.
There you go.
Make it all like Texas style.
That's cool. Or I could 3D print a cup for the holder to then sit on there for my drink that's
there you go.
A really
that's
good
not
idea,
a bad idea, actually.
But
that'll
be fun.
Yeah. Or one of those helmets so you can drink beer.
I've got a hard hat. All I got to do is put some cup holders on it. So
there you go.
Oh my god!
I'll do that. I'll get a fanny pack, some jean shorts, some long socks, and a tank top, and take a photo of myself doing it just for you guys for the Men of Trekcast calendar. There you go.
There we go.
Yes, do it. All right. Well, on that note, I think we should end it.
I think so, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Be sure to send us emails, trekcasttng@gmail.com. Chad is wrong @gmail.com. Phone number 816-287-0448. Follow us in the Trekcast group on Facebook at Trekcast and over on Instagram at TrekcastTNG as well as Twitter. Thank you very much. We'll see you here in a couple of weeks. Next week's Easter, so no, we won't see you next week. We'll see you in 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Well, there you have it. Another episode in the can. Check us out at Trekcast.com. Also, if you would, please subscribe to us via iTunes. Leave those reviews. Subscribe to us. We'll get some numbers, get up the list, get more listeners, do more shows, have more fun. But for now, we're all done. So live long and prosper, and we'll see you next week.